Start of story. She could have been any quiet, respectful teenager holding a first-class boarding pass with both hands like it might vanish if she loosened her grip. But for the lead flight attendant, it only took one look. One glance, one snap judgment, and suddenly the girl was accused of sitting in the wrong seat. There were no questions asked, no benefit of the doubt. Just sharp, public humiliation followed by an unceremonious order to move to the back of the plane. No one said a word. The entire cabin watched in silence, letting it happen. What no one noticed, not even the flight crew, was the man seated just one row away, quiet and composed, who had been watching everything. His name was Malcolm Rains. He wasn't just a father, was the billionaire founder and CEO of RainsJet, the very airline they were on. And the girl they just humiliated was his daughter. Her name was Talia Rains. She sat by the window in 1C, fingers loosely wrapped around the armrest. Her hoodie was light gray, her jeans worn at the knees, and nothing about her screamed wealth. She boarded Flight 748 with her backpack tucked neatly beneath the seat and a dog-eared paperback on her lap. It was her first time flying alone, and she had felt nervous, sure but proud. This had been a gift from her dad for acing her finals, straight A's across the board. "You deserve comfort," he had said, grinning as he handed her the itinerary. Talia had no way of knowing that comfort was about to be ripped away from her. The rhythmic tapping of heels announced the arrival of Denise Halston, the lead flight attendant. Her blonde hair was pinned into a tight bun, her navy uniform crisp and tailored. She'd worked with RainsJet for over a decade and carried herself like it. As she made her final pre-takeoff walkthrough, her eyes landed on Talia and narrowed. She stopped, angled slightly toward the teenager, her head tilting. "Hi there," she said, voice tinged with polite judgment. "Are you sure you're in the right seat?" Startled, Talia looked up. "Yes, ma'am. This is 1C. Let me see your boarding pass, please." Talia handed it over without question. Denise scanned it with a tight-lipped frown. Then she leaned in, voice dropping, but loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "And where did you get this ticket?" "My dad booked it," Talia replied, confused. "Is he traveling with you?" "No. I'm alone." Denise pressed the pass into Talia's hand but didn't budge. Her tone cooled. "This section is reserved for paid first-class passengers only. Not promotional or courtesy upgrades." "It's not an upgrade," Talia said softly. "My dad bought it." "Well," Denise snapped, "I don't know what the gate agent told you, sweetheart, but you're holding up the boarding process. Please gather your things and move to economy." The air went still. Talia didn't argue. She didn't cry. She didn't even flinch. But something inside her fractured. The shame stung worse than anything else. She reached for her backpack, kept her chin high, and walked the long aisle alone, passing rows of passengers who averted their eyes, pretending not to notice. Denise returned to her duties, face unreadable, posture proud. But she had missed something. She didn't realize that in seat 1D, across from the girl she just dismissed, sat the man who signed her paychecks. Malcolm Rains watched his daughter walk away without saying a word. His expression didn't shift. No outrage. No performance. Just a calm, terrifying stillness. He pulled out his phone and sent a message to his assistant. "She was just removed from first class. I want to know who authorized it." In the back of the plane, Talia sat down in an empty seat, earbuds in but no music playing. Her hands trembled. She typed out a quick message to her father. "She kicked me out of first class. Didn't even look twice at my pass. Said I didn't belong there." A moment later, her phone buzzed again. "What flight number?" She sent him a photo of the pass. His next reply came swiftly. "Stay where you are. Don't worry about anything." At the front, Denise continued passing out menus, folding blankets. Her voice was light, manner calm. She still hadn't noticed who she'd humiliated. When she walked past 1D again, Malcolm didn't look at her. He didn't have to. Inside the cockpit, a secure line buzzed. Captain Harlan was mid-checklist when the call came through. On screen appeared one of the airline's senior operation managers, face pinched with concern. "We have a serious issue." A first-class passenger, Talia Rains, was removed from her assigned seat. Boarding pass was valid. The captain froze. "Rains?" The executive nodded once. "She's Malcolm Rains' daughter." Everything shifted. Orders came down like lightning. The captain nodded once, then summoned Denise to the cockpit. When she arrived, she was all business until she saw the face on the screen. Ms. Halston, the executive began. Why did you remove a valid first-class passenger from her seat? Ish didn't seem like she belonged. I made a judgment call. You didn't verify her ticket? I glanced at it. I didn't recognize the name. Ms. Halston, the executive said coldly. You didn't ask. The passenger is the daughter of your employer, the man who owns this airline. The man currently sitting in 1D. Her blood ran cold. You will escort Talia Rains back to 1C. Apologize publicly. And report for formal review upon landing. Denise barely nodded before leaving the cockpit, her spine rigid. As she re-entered the cabin, the atmosphere had changed. People knew something had happened. They just didn't know what. She walked to the back and stopped by Talia's row. Miss Rains, she said quietly, lowering herself to eye level. There appears to have been a misunderstanding. I'd like to escort you back to first class. Talia looked at her for a long, measured moment. You're calling it a misunderstanding? Denise hesitated. Yes. A seating error. You saw my ticket, Talia said, calm but sharp. You saw my name. And you still told me to move. The silence that followed echoed. I may have made a misjudgment, Denise whispered. That's not the same thing, Talia said. Then she pulled out her phone. She wants me to go back. What should I do? Malcolm's reply came quickly. Take your time. Make her understand what she did. Talia tucked the phone away. I'll return to my seat, she said softly. But first I want to know why you thought I didn't belong. Denise couldn't answer. You didn't ask anyone else for their ticket. Just mine. Why? Passengers nearby shifted, suddenly uncomfortable. But no one defended Denise. After a long silence, Talia stood and walked slowly back to 1C. Denise followed behind like a shadow. When they passed Malcolm's row, he didn't look at either of them. But Denise felt the weight of his presence. As the plane landed, an officer met them at the gate. Ms. Halston, he said formally. You're being escorted for questioning. Passengers stared, some shocked, some satisfied. Denise said nothing. She didn't glance back at Talia. She didn't look at Malcolm. She walked the long aisle in silence. The same walk Talia had taken just hours earlier. In the boardroom, Denise sat across from Samuel Price, head of compliance. The walls were glass, the folder on the table thick. You treated her like she didn't belong, Samuel said quietly. And you did it publicly. On record. In front of passengers. Her father was 10 feet away. I made a mistake, Denise said. No, he replied. You made a choice. She was suspended immediately. Back at the lounge, Talia sat with her father sipping warm tea. She's suspended, Malcolm said. Talia nodded. Will she be fired? If she learns from this, maybe not. She won't, Talia said softly. She might, he said. If we give her a reason to try. That night, Denise received an email from Malcolm. Subject: accountability. If you'd like to apologize directly to my daughter, I'll make sure she receives it. This isn't about me. It's about her. Denise replied. I was wrong. I acted on assumption, not fact. I didn't think, I just judged. If Talia is willing, I'd like to apologize in person. If not, I understand. The next day, Talia responded. You didn't try to excuse yourself. That matters. I accept your apology. Not because you earned it. Because I believe people can learn. Talia Carter didn't need anyone's pity. She wasn't proud of the headlines. She was proud that something had shifted. Denise eventually returned to Warcom probation. She never wore her uniform the same way again. She never greeted passengers with assumption again. And when a little girl boarded a flight in a hoodie, alone, unsure, Denise offered her a warm smile. Would you like something to drink, sweetheart? You've got the best seat in the house.